Welcome. My name is Christine Lucero, and I'm sorry. I give my condolences to your niece and your cousin, your sister. I give very much condolences for that. But my daughter passed away, and it's only been about 2 months ago, and I had to deal with APD and the lapel cameras, and I thought it was very insensitive towards me and my family, and so I didn't appreciate the lapel cameras, so I'm totally against it. I didn't think I would ever be against it, but I think that the Bernalillo County needs more officers, more equipment. I think they need that, not lapel cameras, because I feel that for me, the lapel cameras just made it very insensitive for me and my family when we were going through our trauma with my daughter. And she did pass away, and it was awful. And for them to be, I don't know, filming that didn't do nothing for me. It didn't make me feel better. It didn't make it worse. It didn't do anything but be insensitive to me. So I think they should use money otherwise. So that's all I have to say, and thank you for listening to me.
My name is Aaron T. Jones. Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you so much for your service. First of all, I'd like to say that I'm here as a Bernalillo County resident. I come with a law enforcement background as a police officer, as a detective with the Sheriff's Office, working violent crimes and homicide, and I also have experience in being a business owner that has about 195 security officers here in the city of Albuquerque, working throughout New Mexico and throughout other states in the country. Being on the front lines, not only in law enforcement, but what we're doing here in the city and the county, Bernalillo, I'm seeing a terrible trend. And one of the things that is really coming to our aid is the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office. Our elected official under 44110 of the New Mexico State statute absolutely gives him the authority to do what he needs to do as an elected official. And he has come out here and been an absolute hero with his men and women and have been a huge advocate for this community when, unfortunately, the Albuquerque Police Department, under the DOJ federal consent decree, has absolutely been ham-hocked by not being able to do their job. I had a situation just as recently last night as we had 3 burglars hemmed up in a house, and they had a fight with 3 of my officers, and one of the bad guys got hurt minutely, but due to the fact that APD was unable to respond in a timely manner, AFR, or Albuquerque Fire Rescue, was not able to respond either because the scene was not technically secured by the police department. My concern is what if it's a citizen, or what if it's a good guy, or what if it's one of my officers that's hurt? We need to absolutely support the Sheriff's Department. We need to be more concerned about getting him the equipment that he needs and to put it in the places that he needs it as he sees fit. We elected him as an official just like you were all elected as officials. We put our faith in you as elected officials to do what you need to do. And I believe in my sheriff, and I believe in his deputies, and I ask that you'll support him in any way we can. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Ward Pefferly. I'm a retired deputy with the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department. I'm currently working on a part-time basis with another law enforcement agency here in Albuquerque. What I do with that part-time position is I watch 20 to 30 hours a week of use of force videos. I can tell you firsthand that lapel cameras, body cameras are not going to show you what you think they're going to show you. A lot of times the information is just not there. The money would be better spent in other directions, maybe less than lethal equipment, tools, training, than for body cameras. Another aspect to that is that just for a system similar to what the other agencies using here to set up for the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department, it would probably cost, from my research, between $3.5 and $4 million over the next 5 years. Again, that money would be well suited to be spent hiring more deputies to be on the streets. Body cameras are not going to stop the use of force. They just won't do it. In fact, what I've seen is that more than likely the Sheriff's Department will have to put on a full-time SWAT team because use of force incidents will, they'll just get out of hand. Something that isn't handled with the proper use of force when deputies and police officers first get to the scene will definitely escalate. And with the situations the way they are now with respect for law enforcement. That's what I've seen happen. I can tell you firsthand that that's what's going to happen. And I'll give you an extra time. Thanks.
I'm Jeff Miller. I'm president of the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department Citizens Academy Alumni Association. And I'm here to ask you to not go forth with lapel cameras or dashboard cameras. In my tenure of being part of this alumni association, I've had the privilege to ride with several Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department personnel. And each time I always ask them, what do you need more to do your job? Seems as though the number one thing that they bring up is they need more people. I think the money would be better spent there. Number two, they would like more equipment. Never once do they mention, a lapel camera. And I want to give you an example. I also had the privilege to ride with APD, okay? On my ride along with APD, we went into a situation where there was a use of force. So we were done 5 hours later and reviewing all the video. It involved a lieutenant, a sergeant, and 5 officers off the street, okay? That's 5 hours. It started at 11 at night and we stopped at 4 in the morning. When I ride along with the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department, we got into a use of force where a guy had a knife. The individual was apprehended, was transported to jail. We were done in 1 hour and 15 minutes to 1 hour and a half. And we only involved 4 officers and 1 sergeant. Okay, so I'm asking you to take a look at all this. It's going to drive more. And remember the NFL films. It's only going to give you one angle. And if you're watching football these days, they showed you 20 angles on hands to the face last night. And with that also, I would like for you to learn more about the Sheriff's Department. Come on out. You can go to the Citizens Academy. It's 16 weeks long. You'll get to interact with every agency in which the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department has. And then you could better serve and better make that decision. I don't think there's anything broke that needs fixed here by adding these cameras.
Commissioners, I'm Aaron Bellardi, the president of the Bernalillo County Deputy Sheriff's Association. I'm not going to comment on the usage of cameras because we have a poll pending with our membership still, but what I will comment on is I think that money would be better spent allocating equipment and training that we're desperately needing within our department. Currently, our advanced training is scarce. We have radios that are outdated and ineffective. There's entire portions of the county that they do not work in, which poses a huge safety hazard for our deputies. Vehicles are desperately needed. A large portion of our fleet has well over 100,000 miles, and those vehicles are still on the road. We have several deputies riding 2-man because there's not enough vehicles to go around. Our criminal investigations vehicles are also very high mileage. Our facilities are horribly lacking. We need an academy. We've been needing one for quite some time. We also need offices for our criminal investigations division to operate out of. We're currently having to share offices with other divisions of the county. We also need computers, air cards, program licensing for investigative programs and other computer-related software that we need to conduct criminal investigations at all levels, not just detectives, but also on patrol. And staffing levels. We are extremely short-handed. I know we're at full staffing, but it's still not enough to cover the call volume and the rate of crime that we have in this county. And that goes for all levels, not just patrol, but also our criminal investigations division. I urge you to reconsider how you spend this money. Instead of placing it into cameras, you can have the best parks and facilities in the entire county, but without public safety, none of it matters. Nobody's going to use those facilities if they don't feel safe to. So our stance is we support facts before opinion. We would like to see what problem you guys have identified and the need for those cameras. Until that, I urge you to put that money into something else that's more beneficial to the public. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Tim Sheehan, a resident of Bernalillo County, and also an alumni of the Bernalillo County Citizens Police Academy. And I just want to say a couple things. Number one, it's an awesome program, and I do recommend anyone to go through that program. I've been through 4 different academies of different police departments, and it is the best. They are awesome. What I'm asking for today is, again, I've been on a lot of ride-alongs and those kind of things too, and I really truly believe that our deputies out there need more support, i.e. more people, and also equipment, whether it be vehicles or whatever else it is. But that's really where I would recommend that the money be spent. Thank you very much.
My name is Steve Clark. I am also a member of the Bernalillo County Citizens Police Alumni Association. Come here to you guys, standing with the Sheriff's Department. Albuquerque, both Albuquerque and Bernalillo County have a growing population. We have a lot of new industries and businesses wanting to make shop here in Albuquerque. And the need, as if you hear from these experts back here, they need more officers in order to handle the number of services of calls. I have been fortunate to be on many ride-alongs with these officers. I get to look at their computer screens. During the shift, there may be 6 to 8 officers on duty, and there could be 30 to 40 calls holding, and that needs to improve. You know, one of these days, each and every one of us is going to have to need to place that call for service from law enforcement, and it's important, and it's important that they can get to and respond to our needs quickly. Right now, it's difficult with the shortage they had, so I hope that you listen to their message closely and hear what they need for resources. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak this evening. I'd also like to address the audience and thank them for their heartfelt losses, their painstaking in situations. We understand those are very difficult, and we offer them all our condolences. It's very, very hard for us to come up here and hear them speak to those. But we also need to understand that this administrative resolution, and I think through all the different comments that were made up here, is that there is no simple political solution to this. This is a very complex issue, and I believe it needs more discussion. I don't believe even a recommendation is the right approach to this. Myself and other stakeholders throughout this state listen to the Attorney General's Commission on lapel cameras, and even though we had all those professionals, all those different great minds to sit there and have discussions from the media, from politicians to other law enforcement agencies, nobody could come to a consensus on the intended purposes of lapel cameras for the state of New Mexico. After the weeks and weeks of time we took to sit there and have those discussions, I believe this is ill-defined, the resolution is. I think that we need to support those type of things that are actual factually based. I'd like to speak to and address one of the comments one of the speakers made up here from the ACLU, Mr. Simonson, about our use of force. I think that's extremely misleading for the public. I have numerous letters here from the district attorney's office that were assigned to special prosecutors throughout this state that support the use of force that every single deputy used up to the point of time in my time of office. And there is not one that offer an excessive use of force. That is extremely misleading. So whenever we want to address something, we need to address it from a state of facts. And if there was issues with the use of force, I would be the first one to hold my people accountable, and I have. Not everybody is privy to those investigations. Currently with the Mrs. Lucero's investigations, there's two different independent investigations going on. One by the district attorneys on a criminal investigation that hasn't been completed, and the other one is an internal affairs investigation. So with the criminal investigation, that is not solely done by the Sheriff's Office. That's a Metro Task Force shoot team that includes the Albuquerque Police Department and the State Police, and it's spearheaded by the District Attorney. And so all the facts, the truth, a thorough investigation will be completed and turned into the District Attorney, and then the family will have the opportunity to have access to that information. I would encourage them to listen and advocate with the District Attorney's Office, as we would not taint that case and hold that case in the court of public opinion. It's not correct. It's not the right thing to do, and I would never take part in that, and I would never allow anybody in my department to take part in that. So for me, for our staff, it's in the best interest. We are here for the greater good, We are here to protect the children, the families, and the businesses in Bernalillo County and Albuquerque. My agency is fully committed to that. In the last 4 years, we have elevated this department to be a model agency, not only in the state, but in the country. We have some of the most extensive and most advanced training in the whole country, and it is second to no one. And I believe that there is room for improvement. We will go back and we are visiting our use of force policies, but the New Mexico Association of County and also Department of Public Safety have reached out to us because we do have best practices. So I don't want there to be any fallacies about our use of force. They are right in line with the state of New Mexico's. And so for us, I would ask you to reconsider, although I know it's just a recommendation, and really entertain a robust dialogue about what is needed here in Bernalillo County. And the problem that we've identified is crime. It is escalating. It has been escalating since 2010. It continues to escalate. I made a promise to the people of Bernalillo County to keep them safe, and we'll continue to do so. And we need that support. So we need more staffing. I appreciate the fact that the county manager is working with us to facilitate a case staff study to possibly increase our deputy staff numbers. So I'd actually like to thank the county manager for that and thank the commission for supporting that. Also looking forward to, if we do move forward with facilities, they're needed in the community so people have access to us. I know this will be coming up later. I do not believe that having a facility in an industrial area is the best fit for our community. We need to be accessible in community policing. When you decentralize resources, you do not decentralize them into a industrial area because of cost. You do that because it is what is in the best interest of serving the people. And I am fully committed to that. So I will speak to that later. So that being said, again, I would appreciate reconsidering having a further dialogue about this issue and having a serious discussion individually to figure out what the approach is on best serving the people of Bernalillo County, and not and really get into what the cost analysis is. This thing could cost tens of millions of dollars. I think $1 million is absurd in terms of addressing a lapel camera system. I have deputies that are wearing belt recorders and have tried to upload that into the county IT system, and they don't have the ability to do that because our system is ineffective. It's inappropriate to be able to, it's ineffective to be able to do that. So if we can't do simple technology, how are we going to do a complex system? I think this thing needs to be researched more, and we need to look into this a lot further before we make a decision. Thank you.